Hey Tesla friends, this is your friend here. If you're interested in Tesla Battery Day, it's coming up soon. And you can see here the first story is talking about how Elon Musk tamping down the expectations of the Battery Day. And here's my famous going to black. So everybody, friends, um, so basically the price of Tesla went down 5% yesterday evening because Elon Musk tweeted, "Don't be too enthusiastic. It's these battery technologies are not gonna come online, full blast online until 2022." And you have to remember, it's also going to be on the top of the line models too. It's not going to be on the current cars that he's got now. So I think so. There's a lot of things that are going wrong here. He should have waited to the presentation today, this evening, before he said anything. He's, you know, in the beginning or the end of the presentation, he can say like, "Hey, don't worry. It's gonna take a while to get these things done, but they're the leader. They got it. Nobody's gonna catch them. They got a 5 or 10 year lead." He should say something like that, and everybody, I think, would be happy. But anyways, so now we have a problem. We have to wonder, like, is the stock gonna go up? Is it gonna go down? It's already gone down 5%. It's just a coin toss right now if it'll go up or down. So, but anyways, I think Tesla, their goal should be to have the stock consistently go up basically. Um, it's always whipsawing down and up, and that's not what you want. So there's just so many things that they can do better that won't do that. Um, Also, another thing, when I said to you that only the high-end cars will get this technology, um, that's kind of unfortunate. One of the things that they've done in the last several years that I don't like is that they claim that the Model S and X will always have all the better features than the Model 3 and I guess now Model Y. Well, unfortunately, that's not happening. There's not a lot of improvement to the S and the X. Um, the problem is that they're working on the 3 and the Y, the Model 3 and Model Y, and it takes time to modify the older cars, and they just don't have the time. But he's saying that the Model S and X will always have the better features, but for the last several years, that's not true. Um, Especially in the battery technology. Um, I know the Model 3 and Y has a battery that's slightly taller than what's in the Model S and X. Um, I'm just thinking here. They can't fit the little slightly taller battery in the S and X, but these are better batteries. They're cheaper. They charge faster. Their technology is better. They probably last longer. Can probably get charged more times. You know how many cycles it can go through for charging. So you know the Model S and X are just not getting upgraded, and that's kind of sad. So um, my solution to that would be, okay, the new batteries are slightly higher, just I don't know, 5 millimeters. However, I know that the Tesla cars have adjustable suspensions. Um, I guess you can't really adjust the 5 higher because I guess eventually in some instances it will still come down to a lower setting, and then I guess the battery will be 5 millimeters or whatever closer to the ground, and um, that could be a clearance problem or something. But that's one solution. Just have the suspension adjust higher. I would think that's a possibility, as long as it never comes to a lower setting. Um, that would be a possibility. Or I guess to fix a problem where it might come lower, you can put like a hardware stop at a certain level, That way the suspension will not be able to come lower. Um, and then you'll have your room for those batteries. I think that would work. Um, but anyways, um, it's just unfortunate that this is happening. And also, if this doesn't work, if we don't have price increases, if the prices goes down or up for the stock, I guess the end of the quarter is coming. So hopefully, Elon Musk claims that if they work hard, that they can make a record quarter on deliveries. Again, I've always been in my belief that quarterly deliveries should not matter. They should not shoot for that. Just do what Amazon does. And then Elon Musk complains about the stock market game, about people rating them, comparing them, evaluating them, judging them because they're a public company and that they release information for them to judge them by. Um, just don't play the game. Don't worry if you have a bad quarter or a good quarter. It all evens out, and just state that. So as long as you play it cool, as long as Tesla Elon Musk just plays it cool, hopefully the public will. That's what Amazon does, and you can see where Amazon is. Um, yes, okay, so we got this third quarter coming up. Hopefully, it can boost the stock price up some more. Now, here's another thing. I believe in trying to make the prices of the cars consistent between owners. So he claims everybody pays the same price, but that's not true. Because the end of the quarter, they're trying to boost sales. People get freebies, they get discounts, they get free options. Um, all sorts of stuff happen. Um, and then Autopilot, Autopilot's back until the end of the quarter. I saw some YouTube or TV show talking about that. I think it was Now You Know actually, and they're saying the autopilot enhanced autopilot was back for 4,000, and they're coming up with reasons why. First of all, they failed to state that it ends at the end of September, end of this month, um, and the quarter ends at the end of the month. So basically, they're bringing back enhanced autopilot just so that you can they can boost their sales in the quarter. I don't believe that's the right way to do it. If you're gonna have enhanced autopilot, offer it all the time. There's no reason why they can't, because people upgrade to full self-driving later. Now you know did say there's a penalty. You'll have to pay 5,000 to upgrade to full self-driving. So that's 1,000 more than if you bought it right off the bat. Now, I wouldn't worry about that if you get the 4,000 enhanced autopilot. Um, the extra full self-driving features, the two you get, you don't really need, in my opinion. I mean, some people might want it, but many people probably don't need it. And the problem with autopilot is, first of all, they penalize you by 1,000. Um, but in reality, when they need money, when it's in the quarter, when they start doing yo-yo pricing where the price of the cars change like 3 times in a few weeks, um, they're going to offer you a lot cheaper prices on autopilot. I know it's been offered for half price, so I know somebody that actually got it for 5,000 for everything, full self-driving and autopilot. Now that's not exactly half price, but I know of another gentleman that was called by Tesla. He bought a new Tesla, had it for a few months, I think 3 months. Tesla called him up to try to sell him autopilot for, he either said a half price or only 1/3. So he would literally paid about 3 to 5,000 ballpark range for autopilot, full self-driving and autopilot, to be clear. So, we're being told that you can pay up to a $2,000 penalty. So it should be like 10,000, but people might be offered 3 to 5,000 when they should pay 10. So if they're telling us when we order the car they can penalize us if we don't buy certain features when it's new, or they don't say we can, it says we will. The price will be 1,000 more. I know the new wording in the last year or two says the price may go up. I think that's what it says. It no longer says you will pay 1,000 more. But for all the people that bought the car in the past, especially, I guess, quote, what do you call it? The people that initially bought the car, legacy owners. There's another word for it. But people that actually, in the beginning when they bought the car, when less people bought it, they're the people that should be appreciated, because Tesla would not be where they're at right now without those people. And Tesla has given as much of a $5,000 refund to Fred from Electric, because he paid $5,000 for the sports suspension of the Model 3, and then later on Elon Musk decided every car needed the sports suspension, so he just made it as a standard option for free. So Fred from Electric.co complained, and Elon Musk refunded his $5,000. But other people in the past that the same or similar situation happened to them, Tesla tells you got what you paid for. So, and Fred was not one of the early adopters. Maybe you call him early adopters, but he was like midstream. But there's a whole lot of people that were earlier than Fred that spent a lot of money buying Teslas, and they're just being thrown under the rug. So, and with Tesla, they're already arrived. They're well known. They're not going to go out of business. They don't have to be afraid of going out of business. They can raise money whenever they want. Everybody will give them money if they want money. All the banks are willing to loan, most likely. So at this point, they don't have to worry about money. They don't have to worry about screwing a customer or not treating a customer properly. They have the money. As a matter of fact, I think they should equalize the price of the car and make sure that everybody pays the same price. So I think, in my opinion, I would suggest to them to offer refunds to a lot of people that deserve them. So now that makes the pricing all the same for everybody. So I was told that if you give somebody free options before they pick up their car, that's still everybody paid the same price. Well, I disagree with that. So it's up to you. You can decide if you think that's right. They mainly do it when the end of the quarter, or they'll do it also like when they come up with new features, and they have to sell off all the old cars that don't have the feature. They'll do a promo like free stuff, free features, discounts, whatever, just to sell the old model that's they still have inventory on. And see, nobody knows they have the new features out. But once they sell off all the old cars without the feature, then they'll announce the new features. And at least those people got discounts, so that's good. It may not sting them as badly, but it would be nice if they knew then they can decide if they would choose the discounts versus the new features. But earlier adopters before that were Tesla would just release the new cars and the new features would be already in the cars, but they would hide them and don't say anything about the features, and then they would sell off all the old cars at full price, and then they would announce the new features. Essentially, that's what happened when Autopilot 1 came out. And so they sold the car for 3 weeks with Autopilot in the car, but didn't tell anybody. And then after they sold off all the old inventory that didn't have Autopilot, they just simply announced Autopilot. And the really bad thing that they did when they sold the car that way was they also had Autopilot free. So, everybody that didn't get Autopilot paid the same price, but they didn't get Autopilot. Now, if they made the new people pay for the Autopilot, then that would have been a more reasonable way of doing it. So unfortunately, they didn't. And unfortunately, some of the new people, let's say the new people got like the parking sensors, which had no blind spot. So they're missing 4 sensors in the corner. So they paid $500 more for that. So essentially, some of the early adopters paid $500 more for the car with no Autopilot than the car that had Autopilot that came with it free. Now, the sensors were in Autopilot and that was free for the new buyers. But for the early adopters that bought the car without knowing that Autopilot was out for 3 weeks, those people bought parking sensors and paid $500 for them, whereas the new people that got Autopilot got it for free. So, that's another travesty that happens. So, now, a lot of people don't know about this stuff. Go ahead and search the web. You'll find out a whole bunch of stories about stuff like this. I think that once this stuff needs to be fixed, I think other problems with Tesla would be their what do you call it, the plan that they have for the company. Like they're supposed to build the Model S and then Model 3, but then in the middle they did the Model X. So it was unfortunate because then a lot of the Model 3 people didn't get the rebates, the tax rebates for the electric cars. So you have people buying expensive Model X's that got the rebates. And by the time Model 3 came around, a few of them in the beginning got them, some of them got them, but then it started decreasing. So, yes, we could have gotten, a lot better deal there. And also, Elon Musk said that after Model 3 he was leaving to go to Mars. Well, of course that hasn't happened either. So their, I guess, business plan is not being exactly followed. But yeah, there's a lot of things going on. If Elon Musk needs somebody to fix these things, to be in charge of customer service, because that's pretty lousy too. If you search the internet, you'll see a lot of comments about that. And it really shouldn't be that way. But anyways, as usual, as a friend, you get to hear the stuff that nobody talks about. So that's what I try to do. Everybody talks about everything else, so there's no need for me to talk about that. But if once Elon Musk leaves to go to Mars, if they need a CEO, I'll be happy to take over. I have a lot of ideas on how to run the company better, and I think everybody will be a lot happier. So, I've taken up too much of your time. Let's hope Battery Day doesn't lower our stock. Hopefully it goes up. We'll see what happens. And you can comment. Um, I think maybe either way, if it goes up or down, it might be time to sell because it's at a high right now. I'm not sure the third quarter will help it go higher. Not sure if it's worth the wait for that to happen. Um, but we'll see. So like, subscribe, and help me out, and tell people and share this. Again, um, supercharging referral program is still active. A lot of people probably don't know that. So click on that if you're planning on buying a Tesla. Thanks, and contact me. I'll help you get the best price possible. And remember, there's discounts. You have to ask for them. Sometimes they refuse to tell you. You can search the internet to find out what other people are getting discounted. And sometimes, even when other people are getting it, they won't give it to you. But you can insist. If you know other people are getting it, print out the story, see what they say. But I've heard of, searching the internet, I've seen an instance where somebody was saying that they didn't get a freebie or a promo that other people were getting. So who knows what's going on? It's hard to say. There's a lot of weird stuff going on in Tesla, so I could go on and on, but you'll hear it later. So hope Barry Day goes well. Thanks, friends. Bye.